Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show here for you guys. You definitely want to stick around for, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. Now, as y'all know, the Clippers just came off of a very, very big win against the Phoenix Suns in Game 1. And if you guys remember carefully, I said at the beginning of the season that I'm not going to argue with anyone when talking about who the best player in the world is. I said I'm going to give it up to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Some people can say it's Giannis. Some people can say Stephen Curry. Some people can say it's Luka Doncic. Some people can say whatever they want to say. And I said to myself, I said, given the fact that Kawhi Leonard has been missing in action in over a year, I can't come up there and start saying, hey, man, Kawhi Leonard is probably one of the best players in the world. I can't do that because I knew people were going to laugh me out of the room. So I said to myself, I said, okay, I'll be quiet. I won't talk. But one of the things I did say was, going into the playoffs, there's no basketball player I would rather have than Kawhi Leonard. I said you could have Giannis, you could have LeBron, you could have Luka Doncic, you could have Joel Embiid, you could have Jason Tatum, you could have Stephen Curry, you could have Kevin Durant, whoever you want. I said you give me Kawhi Leonard and I'm going to be good. I'm going to be totally fine with that. Going into this Clippers versus Suns series, I actually picked the Clippers to win this series for two major reasons. Number one, I felt like the Clippers had the depth on their side. And I think number two, they had the coaching advantage in Tyronn Lue, who, in my opinion, is probably the best coach in the NBA at making in-game adjustments and adjustments in between games. And you saw that yesterday on full display with the various coverages and the different lineups he was using yesterday against the Phoenix Suns. Now, before the playoffs started, one person on TV working at TNT actually picked the Clippers to beat the Suns, and that person was Charles Barkley. He picked them to beat the Suns, a very unpopular position to take because obviously the Clippers are without their second best player in Paul George. So yesterday, as I was watching the game, heading towards halftime, they had the halftime show because the game was shown on TNT, and Charles Barkley got into this heated back and forth with Ernie Johnson on TNT over his pick, his pick of the Clippers. And Ernie was basically saying, like, you don't really believe what you're saying. Like, what you're saying is not really making any sense. And it caused them to have this kind of awkward back and forth. But before we get into that exchange, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is quickly play this back and forth with Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley, and then we'll come back and react to their comments. Take a listen to that there.
Chuckster as well. You are a firm believer in this Clipper team, and that despite the fact that they are underdogs in this series to Phoenix.
Yeah, that's just on paper. I think I think they're gonna win the series because I think they're deeper. I think people haven't been paying attention. Kawhi Leonard's been arguably the best basketball player in the NBA in the last month. He's been playing fantastic. And the thing that scared me They won the game to play the Suns because the Suns, so going into that.
Yeah, but the Clippers didn't want to fall into the play-in.
Well, the play-in was easier. Ernie, I'm telling you, Ernie,
We had this discussion, and
you were wrong then.
There's no coach in the NBA who would want his team to play in the play-in rather than
first of all
avoid that.
You're just wrong because if you actually look at it now, you says, damn. The Lakers, that was the easiest path to the conference finals, and you're going to see because they're going to be in the conference finals. So, but the Clippers played their starters. I said, man, they could lose this game and be in the Lakers situation, but they really want to play the Suns because they played the last game of the regular season. And I said, hey, I'd rather be in the play-in than play one bad team at home.
You're the only person who would want to be in the
Well, ask the Lakers how they feel now. Ask the Lakers how they feel now.
Well, they feel good right now.
Yeah, they damn sure. And the Clippers got a tougher road because they're going to have to go through the Suns and them.
You're going to have to play good teams if you're going to get to where you're going to be anyway. Yeah. So what you got? What you got? We've talked about Kawhi Leonard.
I've never seen Ernie and Chuck go at it.
No, I just don't. I just don't
Chuck
buy.
was trying to go at it.
No, I just don't.
He's never done that to you.
I know, but we've had this discussion numerous
times. He's never done it like he does it to me and Chuck.
And I just don't.
You know,
I just don't buy that logic.
Well, I'm just saying, I have played actually the NBA. We were looking. There were some times
when you did not have the play-in.
Well, no, but there were certain teams we wanted to play.
Yeah.
And certain teams you don't want to play.
Yeah, but you
act like that playing game is a big deal. Playing a team.
You never know who might get hurt in a play-in situation. All of a sudden, you're not in the thing. Come on, man.
Nobody, man. Come on, stop that.
Shaq.
So you heard the exchange, right? You heard the exchange. Basically, what Ernie was saying was, no team in their right mind wants to go into the play-in where you increase your chances of losing by 50% or some other percent, where you go play a game, maybe you have a bad night and you lose that game, and then boom, before you know it, you're in a difficult situation. In the case of Charles Barkley, he's like, no, I'm looking at this thing from a totally different angle. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, we know we can beat any of these teams in the play-in. So if it means us facing a 9th seed or a 10th seed, let's do it because we know we have a pretty good shot at beating that team and ensuring that we have an easier path to the conference finals. That was Charles Barkley's argument. And he was basically saying that the easier path was the 7th seed. If I'm not the 7th or the 7th seed, or the spot the Lakers are in. And he said that if the Clippers were really afraid of the Suns, they would do their best to try to avoid the 5th seed. And that's where the back and forth went. Now, to me, I understand both sides, but nevertheless, I think the Clippers still have a very good chance of beating the Suns in this series. It's only one game. Absolutely. It's only one game. And as I said on that live yesterday, I think the Clippers need to do everything in their power to ensure that they win game 2. Like, they need to do everything within their power to win game 2, just in case they have a letdown at home. Because it's possible. Number one. And number two, you put a lot of pressure on the Phoenix Suns to go back to California and try to get a win after them. Number three, I also would like the message that it sends to the entire league. Like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, man, these guys are here to play. And I think last night, with the performance that Kawhi Leonard put forth, I think he's the best player in the playoffs. Certainly, I think it's either him or Stephen Curry in the Western Conference. Those are the two best players in the Western Conference. In my opinion, it's either Steph or it's Kawhi. Some people argue it's KD. I think those are the two best. Because Stephen Curry, I mean, he's just an absolute nightmare. To deal with. But when Kawhi Leonard is on, man, it's something incredible. Something absolutely incredible. And that's why Charles Barkley and a few others out there actually believe that the Clippers have a shot at winning this series. So what I want to know from you guys is simply, what do you think about this exchange between Charles and Ernie? And ultimately, what chance do you give the Clippers moving forward in this series? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section and we catch you on the next show.